Happy Thursday, everyone. From a not so bad from a weather standpoint, New York City. We did have some sleet and rain and some snow mixed in earlier today, but most of it has cleared up. It could have been a lot worse. Right now it's Thursday, February 6th, 2025. The time's about 5:15 p.m. Temperature's 38 Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius. And we have cloudy skies, but there's no more snow falling or rain. Pretty much all that stopped around noon. I thought it was really going to be messy, but for the most part it's just wet. You will find some puddles around, but that's pretty much it. And we started from the New York Lotte Palace, which is amazing to visit, especially during Christmas time when they have the nice Christmas tree and the gingerbread house. Jasmine asking if snow is coming this weekend. I think on and off is what the forecast calls for. I don't really think there's going to be that much more snow this weekend, but next week it looks to be a mixed forecast. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see, Saturday, Sunday, we got maybe some flurries, maybe some snow, and then we got partly cloudy snow days, so make with that what you will. I thought today was going to be more snow and rain, but didn't end up being that bad, as you can see. Mateo asking, what is the coolest tourist destination for someone visiting New York? If you've never been to New York City before, I would say the must-visit destination for the first time is Times Square. There's no other place in the world like it. That's my number one pick for must-see. LV says there's 4 inches of snow today in New Hampshire. Probably more of the snow went north of us here in New York. I think even this is left over from the previous storm we got. Since the door for St. Patrick's is open, why don't we take a quick peek inside? This is the seat of the Roman Catholic Church in New York. I don't think this is the largest church. That will have to go to St. John the Divine. in Upper Manhattan. Absolutely stunning cathedral here. That side looks more busy, so I'll exit the way I came in. Let's take a look at Rockefeller Center and see how it is. Wow, even Saks Fifth Avenue has scaffolding now. If you walk on Fifth Avenue now from 60th Street to here, you can see there's a lot of construction work going on. From Grand Army Plaza, just south of Central Park, to the Apple Store, there's some scaffolding set up next to it. 55th Street, there's an emergency sewer repair. And by the DJI store, there's some more scaffolding, and now we have this here. New York City will only be a great city when they finish building it. I actually love this view right now. Just looking up Fifth Avenue with all these cars coming down. And you have the moisture on the surface of the street. Trendy cosmetics is unavoidable. There's always going to be scaffolding in New York. Move, bus, move out of the way. Come on. This is the Comcast building. At the top you'll find the Top of the Rock observation deck. They got rid of all the Christmas decorations here, but it still feels magical. SNL 50. I'm so freaking excited. Season 33 Sue. Saturday Night Live. This is the theme they have in Rockefeller Center right now. You get a big selfie in front of the SNL sign. Instead of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, you get this if you come in February. Still up. Right here you can see it. If you notice, all around Rockefeller Center they put up the flags for SNL 50. Yeah, Laurie, I don't know when they're going to be taking this ice rink down. I know Bryant Park's ice skating rink will be taken down in March. WM with a $4.99 super chat asking if I've ever been to the observation deck of Rockefeller Center. Yes, top of the rock. I've been there several times. Amazing view up there. They have the beam attraction, and now they have the skylift that puts you up another level, and you get like a 360 panorama. It's really nice. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, John, I've been inside the One World Trade Center as well. All the major observation decks I've been to. They're all very good. It's hard to say which one is. But the one at One World Trade Center, that one is completely indoors. So if you don't want to be exposed to the cold weather like today, it might be good to visit that one. If you didn't know, there's McNally Jackson here, a bookstore right in Rockefeller Center. Jerry Leica with a $19.99 super chat. Thanks, Jerry. Asking if I've moved back to New York. Been a fan since 2019. Thank you for all these videos. Very informative. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. As for me moving back to New York, right now I'm living in the moment. and taking where life brings me. This is the Nintendo store. You can get everything from stuffed animals to clothing and video games here. Donkey Kong Country Returns. I remember playing the original one on the Super Nintendo as a child, and I would like stay up very late past my bedtime playing it.
She BCC'd her personal email, so she will still keep it.
Oh, should I reply all?
If anyone's ever played that game, the first minecart level was so hard. This is an amazing block if you want to get some stuff to eat. Lots of local mom and pop restaurants right across the street. And is surprised at how quickly it gets dark in New York City. It really depends on the season. In the wintertime, it usually gets dark around 4:30 to 5:36, depending on what time it is, or month I should say. During the summertime though, it can get dark at like 8:30. I've had a few people comment on the sound quality. I just want to do a sound check. How's the sound for all of you? Because I've been using this Bluetooth mic setup for a while and I haven't had too many issues with it, but some people are saying the quality is bad. Sometimes the sound goes in and out. I mean, it could be the connection, or maybe it's the Bluetooth quality, because it is a Bluetooth connection to the phone. I mean, what I could do is maybe use the official receiver, so it uses a different kind of transmission. Well, maybe I'll listen to it when I have some time to see what's going on there. Amigo says it has a mono sound rather than your usual stereo. But then again, the previous mic I used, the DJI Mic 1, also had the same kind of technology connecting to the phone, so Not too sure what's going on with the sound or what sounds different. I'm walking here, dude.
Most of our clients.
I wonder where Adele's Halal card is. Usually it's over here. Or was it on the next block? I forget. Jason Owens asking if my leg feels 100% yet. No, it still doesn't feel 100%, but it's definitely a much better improvement from when I fractured my foot.
Oh, that's so funny.
It still swells up every night. That won't really go down until September. At least that's what the doctor told me. It's just a normal part of the healing process. I would say I'm more like 80% recovered now. This is where the Tonight Show is, starring Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Adele's Halal is nowhere to be seen. I wonder why. Sonic asked if I've ever been to Radio City inside. Yes, I have. I went there about a year ago in 2023 to see the Rockettes. It's a beautiful building. What I'm curious about is if the Halal Guys are still around, because Adele's Halal's not here. Actually, there's a story about halal food and how it became the de facto street food of New York City, even more popular than the hot dog. The owners of the Halal Guys noticed that there's a market for halal food, which is a special way to prepare the foods under Muslim law. The animal needs to be prepared a certain way, and the dishes too. And because most of these car service drivers and taxis are Muslim, they had a large following, and that's how the halal food became the de facto street food of New York City. Plus, it's delicious and it's fresh too, and that definitely helps. And they made it low priced. Halal Guys are still there. They're on the next block, 53rd Street. Oh, Donna, you checked? They're open at 6 p.m. For some reason, I thought they were open earlier. This is it right here. The original Halal Guys. Now the Halal Guys is actually a franchise. I saw a Halal Guys restaurant when I visited Toronto, and I know there's also another one in Seoul, Korea. Mr. Goodlife says there's Halal Guys in Texas too. I've never actually tried one of their franchise locations. I have eaten at the original Halal Guys cart. This is another one of their locations. It's what they're known for, the halal platters and the sandwiches since 1990. I guess this is their drink stand. They have hot dogs too. Now look at that chicken. It's too bright for the camera, but that smells so good. DSD Records says they're good, but you believe the one in the Bronx is better. Interesting. I read an article that actually the owner of the Halal Guys, he was originally against franchising the Halal Guys. He thought it would cheapen the brand and make it less quality. But it took some time for him to actually open up to the idea to franchise the Halal Guys. It's actually a really interesting story how they came to be. It all started with this food cart right here on 6th Avenue. All Fly Girl says notice, prices listed. Important while eating street food, not listed. They may charge you whatever they want. Yeah, I've experienced that before. Not just in New York City, but other places I've been to. Sometimes even with the prices listed, you get charged a different price, and I have to ask why. And there's sometimes like, oh, well, this is a bigger piece of meat than what we normally serve. This is the large size, so even though it's $5, we have to charge you $6. And I'm like, okay. Sixth and a half Avenue. We're walking next to the Sheraton Hotel. It's actually a pretty large hotel just north of Times Square. This is the Sheraton. I guess they're doing maintenance on this entrance. The Manhattan at Times Square Hotel. Laurie's asking if there's some nice motels to stay at in Astoria or the surrounding areas. Motels really aren't a thing here in New York. You rarely see motels available. But there are lower cost hotels available. Granted, they're still going to be expensive because it's New York City. But you'll find better priced options in other boroughs other than Manhattan. I'll put it that way. You know, this is what I was afraid of from the storm we had earlier this morning, that we get some more of this. And this is like very slushy and yeah, very slippery. Like, ooh, you saw how quick my foot slid through that. But thankfully that's all been melted. That's very dangerous for walking. If it was like that right now, like covering the entire sidewalk and streets, I probably wouldn't be out right now. It's very easy to slip and fall. Even more so than ice. Because a surface like that is like super slick. At least the ice, it hardens up, but this one, it's kind of like really, really soft, and yeah, it's not good. Oh crap. This guy wasn't paying attention walking across the bike lane. Is it? Philly 3000, you slip one time on your back and hit your head on the cement. My head was bleeding. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad for you. I hope you're able to recover from that. Yeah. You know, I do want to bring something up. I'm not going to name the YouTube channel, but I did find a video one time where this person who was somewhere in Europe was recording a corner, and it was all icy and slippery, They were just there recording people slipping and falling and not even like warning people that there's ice there or snow that they might fall. And I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, what's the point of this? You're standing here recording people slip and fall and not even warning people that there's ice there. It's like, where's the morality in that? Let's see what new advertisements are here in Times Square.
It's like that's done.
You want to do it as well.
Space Mix 17 saying it's your biggest dream to visit New York City. Well, I'm glad you're here experiencing it through this live stream. Whoa, look at this. There's a gigantic TikTok advertisement here in Times Square. And just like a week or two ago, we were all worried about TikTok being banned. And now they're here in Times Square with a full billboard. Times Square red steps are closed off, most likely due to the weather and liability. No comment on that. It looks really nice right now with the reflections from the surface of the street with all these lights. YouTube tailgate concert, stream it live. And we got some Black History Month billboards here. No line up for the Disney store if you want to go in there. We can go inside the Disney store. Let's check out the Disney store. I just let out the whole store before I go in. I'm gonna have to mute for copyright, but I want to see how much this Mickey Mouse costs. New York Mickey Mouse. Those people were from France. I just saw a Super Bowl advertisement That's going to be the talk of the U.S. coming on Sunday, or at least those who are really into sports. Philly 3000 isn't watching it. I mean, you don't have to watch it. There's some years where I completely missed the Super Bowl. Thanks so much, Arjan Aluwalia, for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Comedy show, guys. Comedy show. What a show. What a crowd.
Uber Eats. Football is for food. You know, if you're ordering Uber Eats during the Super Bowl, those surcharges are going to be ridiculous. Dutch, I don't want to address that in this live stream. You know which store has a Valentine's Day display right now? It's Raising Cane's. Right over there. I know yesterday we were in Little Italy looking at some of those restaurants, but what about Raising Cane's for a Valentine's Day meal? Meredith, this restaurant is right here in Times Square. It's the global flagship restaurant.
No, the one she went
I can go in and show you just a little bit. It's so glitzy in there and feels just like Times Square.
Well, you're lucky to not be doing this.
Live stand-up comedy show tickets, guys. Let's go to comedy tonight. How about some stand-up tonight, ladies? Live tickets for the show tonight.
Oh, you can watch the Super Bowl at the Hard Rock. Wonder how much it costs. Interesting, Leslie's saying Detroit got its first Raising Cane's last week. I still haven't tried it yet. I'd actually like to. Thank you, Al, so much. Appreciate the support for the $20 super chat. Thanks for watching. Anna's excited for the commercials of the Super Bowl. You know what you should all be excited for instead of the commercials on the Super Bowl? Watch my channel and don't skip any of the ads. Sometimes the Super Bowl commercials are the same ones that they run on YouTube. Oh, that's kind of cool. They had a French fry container in the shape of a field goal post. Uber Eats is doing some big advertising for the Super Bowl. We're here on 42nd Street. If you don't know where the subway station is, then I can't help you. I've seen this Molvad VPN advertised a lot lately. And then there's another one on YouTube that a lot of creators push, which is NordVPN.
That's too much.
Jason's saying the mic's going bad. Probably some interference from the billboards here and whatnot with the Bluetooth. But I'm gonna have to listen to it back to see if it's a big issue or not. Dave and Buster's is across the street, as well as Madame Tussauds. I believe this building here used to be Ripley's Believe It or Not, but they closed down. Philly 3000 remembers them being next to the Empire State Building. Really? Ripley's Believe It or Not used to be next to the Empire State Building? I wonder what year that was. Oh, it was in the 70s when Ripley's Believe It or Not was next to the Empire State Building. That's way before my time. This is the Port Authority bus terminal. I believe it's the busiest bus station in the United States. And then this building here is the headquarters for the New York Times newspaper. Pretty tall building, if you ask me.
That's so right on.
Sounds like his bike horn's broken or something. Or maybe that's the intention, to make it as annoying as possible so people pay attention. The New York Times, one of the oldest newspapers in the world.
Would it help?
God bless.
Free gift with purchase of $50 or more. And SIM cards are also sold in that store. Except I don't really know how good the quality is for those SIM cards.
Someone's always gonna move.
If I was visiting New York City for the first time, I'd probably go to one of these retail stores like T-Mobile or Verizon for phone service. I know I do when I visit other places. Sometimes the SIM cards that you buy from these random places, they'll stop working and you don't really have any recourse because they already sold you the card. I remember in Vietnam I actually got cheated because the person at the counter said, "Oh, you have unlimited data for 5 weeks." And I bought it and I start live streaming with it. All of a sudden my live stream, it won't continue and I'm wondering what's going on. And turns out that it wasn't really an unlimited data plan. It was like 2 gigabytes a day that I was able to use. So that was kind of sneaky there.
My point is, it's like, I gotta get out of here. You can't control.
Sometimes with cell phone plans too, they can vary drastically with quality. And even though you may get an unlimited data plan, it may be unlimited, but after a certain point, if you use too much data, they start throttling your speeds, so it gets slower. And usually that's what's called the fair usage policy. I don't know if T-Mobile still does this, but I remember a few years ago they would have a fair usage policy of 50 gigabytes. If you use more than 50 gigabytes in a month, they have the right to reduce your speed if it's congested. Sometimes even home internet does that too. I think Comcast was guilty of doing it. They got a lot of pushback. Speaking of T-Mobile, There's T-Mobile across the street. Us Fly Girl did not know this. Yeah, you may want to ask your carrier what the details are for your plan if you're unsure. Oh, and here's another thing too. T-Mobile is kind of sneaky with this, because when I was traveling internationally, you have to get a new plan if you want to like make phone calls or get data, because T-Mobile may not offer the best roaming plan, or they'll charge you a lot more to roam on their network. I remember when I was in London and I activated roaming on T-Mobile, and I only used it for like a few minutes to like activate my other plan that I got. I think I got charged $10 just for that little amount of data that I used. And then what's even a little bit trickier is if you make calls on the phone. And even though it's on a Wi-Fi network, T-Mobile, they have a service called Wi-Fi calling, and you think it's included, but even if you make a call via Wi-Fi, it doesn't count as the call being placed completely through the internet, because it's still using T-Mobile's like lines and stuff. It counts as an international call, and you get charged so much more for it. I remember looking at the bill, I was like, wait, why am I getting charged like $30 extra for my bill? I thought calling was included, or Wi-Fi calling, but nuh-uh. That's why if you place calls internationally, you have to really check what's included and what's not. Usually data is more forgiving than international calls, which is why when I was on Wi-Fi and a lot of the hotels and Airbnbs I was in, I used FaceTime, or I used like WhatsApp audio or WhatsApp video, and that was free. So just giving you a PSA there. It gets very tricky when you go international and you want to use your home cell phone plan. Usually the best way to avoid them is to like completely switch the SIM card out and get a local SIM card. Hey, we were here yesterday, Madison Square Garden and Penn Station. And if you can see the Empire State Building's top, then I'll give you a medal, but I can't. It's shrouded in clouds. Yeah, Laura's super foggy tonight. Thanks, Jay. You love my videos. I feel like I have such a huge library of videos from all over the place now. Yeah, artivism, I haven't been to a lot of places, so I'm not going to be able to cover everything. I don't think anyone can really.
Oh my god.
Across the street is the Penn 1 office tower. Pretty impressive. This whole area got a complete transformation. And here's a building that I used to go into before. I used to work here in 14 Penn Plaza. The lobby still looks the same, but I'm not sure about the offices upstairs. Artivism saying corporations should pay you to do virtual walks, maybe a shoe company. Yeah, maybe. The only thing I really get a lot is all these obviously fake sponsorships like this one. I'll read this one to you so you can see. Here's one. Proposal for collaboration. Greetings, Action Kid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Olivia Evans and I am a PR manager for NVIDIA Corporation. Oh, really? The largest AI company, NVIDIA, wants to sponsor me? Do they really need me? We believe our partnership, whatever, if interested. Okay, Olivia Evans. And then I look at who the domain address that sent it. What is Margaret Green at azet.sk? Shouldn't be coming from nvidia.com. To me, this screams like BS. And it sounds so formal too, like I think even if NVIDIA wanted to sponsor me, they wouldn't write an email like that. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Olivia from NVIDIA Corporation. Yeah, I want to sponsor you. Doesn't really work like that. There's a lot of phishing attempts and a lot of cyber security stuff now, so I want everyone to be careful. Always check the domain name of the sender, and even if it's correct, sometimes it may be spoofed or hacked too. Go. Marit K says you don't trust anything like that. Like you got King of Nigeria, got a mail from. I mean, who knows where these operations are located. Sometimes they're in Asia, sometimes they're in Africa. But anyone can be vulnerable. I had my Instagram account hacked a few years back, and that was a process to get back too. I had to like contact Instagram and submit a facial selfie, and even though I got into my account again, the hackers were still able to go in and disable my access and change the password again. It was crazy. And they were even able to change the phone number associated with the account too. I don't know how they were able to do that. But these people have ways. I'm always afraid of like downloading something, opening up the program or the app, and then it infects my computer and steals all my information. Philly 3000, and if anybody sends you a bunch of numbers and they ask you to send it, don't send it. They're going to hack you like that. Well, sometimes they'll say like, oh, it's Amazon support, or your PayPal account has been reset, and then they send you to a website which looks like Amazon or PayPal, and then it says username and password. They have a form to fill in your username and password. You know what happens when you put in your username and password in there and you hit login or submit? The hackers got your information and access to your account. We got a nice view of the Empire here. At least we can see the top with the clouds now. I think I'm going to wrap up my live stream here, everyone. I'm going to start another walking video from here, right in front of Macy's. Alright, let's wind down this live stream. If you enjoyed tonight's walk through Midtown Manhattan, then hit the like button for me, subscribe, and I'll see you around next time. Bye everyone. See you later.